Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Great topic, man. Great topic. This is trending, and I'm inspired once again to talk about it. You know, something caught my attention, something caught my mind. So, something catches my mind and catches my attention. This is what I do. I hop on this bad boy to add to my content and my materials. Never anything personal. It's always about art. And it's always about creativity, and it's always about me just adding material for my just adding content for my YouTube and various social media platforms. But this thing I keep hearing is people keep wanting to see Busta Rhymes and Eminem in a versus battle. And honestly, I would want to see that. I think that would be dope. But I personally think that Busta Rhymes would destroy Eminem. Like, and it's not even fucking close. Now, see, here's the problem. Eminem is arguably the greatest lyricist of all time. That I'll give him that. As far as the way he puts his rhymes together, multi-syllabic, his metaphors, crazy situation and scenarios, he's excellent at that. But I feel like that's just where it stops. It's personal or personable. It's personal, you know, as far as his life experiences and the things that he's gone through. But Busta Rhymes is a better overall hip hop artist. It's not even comparable, man. You know, just because you have accolades and you resonate with white people and you resonate with a whole bunch of different races, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily like the pinnacle of hip hop. That's not the case. The Versus platform with and I'm not talking about just bar for bar. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking the Versus platform that was created by Timbaland and Swizz Beatz. It's not only about just your bars, man. It's about your lyrics. It's about your content. It's about your delivery. It's about your stage presence. It don't got nothing to do with record sales or any other thing. It's about how do people react when you throw the song on in a club-like atmosphere. And to me, I can't think of any like club bangers that Eminem got. And I was there I was a fan of Eminem from the very beginning. Because me as a writer and as a poet, I respect the way a person puts their words together. And it's crazy because like my favorite rapper of all time is Ras Kass. And if you look at Ras Kass's Vlad TV interview, he says that he was Eminem before Eminem was Eminem. Now, now think about this. Once Dre was done with Snoop, the next person that he was about to put out was Ras Kass. If you know, I know the history. I saw this since 1996. Raz got caught up. He got caught up in the system, DUI and making poor decisions or what have you. So once Raz pretty much did away with his freedom, the next super lyrical cat that Dre attached himself to was Eminem. And if you do the history, if you watch like Raz was on Vlad TV. When Raz was on Vlad TV, he was saying Royce da 5'9" and Eminem for like a year straight, all he did was rap like Ras Kass. Ras Kass is a great lyricist. Ras Kass is my favorite rapper of all time. But I'm not going to sit here and say that he's a better artist like overall than Busta Rhymes. I'll use that. I was going to like say, geez, no, I'll use the same one. I'm objective enough to know the truth. Regardless of my subjective preferences, I know the truth. And Eminem just wasn't as far. I can't tell me one Eminem club banger. He has good songs, but tell me a club banger. I've never heard nobody in the hood, yo, we about to throw this M on. Like, loud. I've never been at a barbecue in the hood and they threw on some Eminem. Everybody started going crazy. I've been going to the club since like 1999. Yes, I've had Eminem songs here and there, but like no Eminem song in a club compares to "Don't this hit make my people wanna jump." Like that shit, come on, that's shutting the whole club down. Like no Eminem shit is doing that. Eminem's music was for like nerds and emo like weirdo motherfuckers that are you know emotional and they're going through some self-deprecation. It's basically emo hip hop, right? So that's the shit you listen to when you're depressed and you're in your dorm, you get high, you taking mushrooms or whatever. Like every music has its place for specific times, but we're talking about specifically on a versus battle stage. Eminem, there's no way, man, like he can compare. Like I'm just going through songs in my head, like Give It To You with Baby You Can Give It To with Mariah Carey. I'm Gonna Make Your Body Sweat with Janet Jackson. fucking put your hands where my eye can see. This is serious. His verse at the end of Scenario, but that's just a verse. But like, he got so many classic bangers that the hood connects to just for that particular moment. Yes, he may not be as mainstream marketable as Eminem because first of all, he's black, so that's out of there. But you know what I'm saying? Even besides that, he doesn't have that worldwide appeal. He's not talking about killing his mother or killing his baby moms or some shit like that. Like just, you know, the weird off things that Eminem talks about that the hood in general, black and Latino, don't really resonate or identify with as much. Yeah, we can appreciate the lyrics. We can appreciate his way of putting together words, but being a hip hop artist is not only just being a great hip hop artist. It's not only the way you put together words. Now, Eminem is so great at putting words together that he's even in this discussion of being one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time. That's like Dominique Wilkins or Vince Carter, arguably the best dunker of all time, right? Arguably the best dunkers of all time, but nobody will say they're the best players of all time. But because they were such great dunkers, people will still make the argument and the comparison because that's how good they were at their specialty. Eminem is a specialty act, man. He's great at lyrics and lyricism, but nobody in the hood is fucking with that shit, not on that level. And just because you're not fucking with it the way you fuck with other black hip-hop artists that's more soulful and that have material that actually connect, that doesn't mean that you think Eminem is whack. Like, just because I'm not enamored and I don't have a strong affinity towards Eminem as a lot of the people that are fans of his does not mean that I think that he's whack. No, I don't enjoy his content. I don't connect with it. You know, rapping with the voice of the cat, stamping in the back, packing the Mac in the back, and you know, and it's kind of like similar to Big Pun too, but Big Pun has more substance than Eminem does. But just because I don't appreciate it the way the next man or woman appreciates it, does not mean that I think that he's whack. You got to be more objective with this shit, man. People think just because you don't have the same feelings about something that they like that you just hate it. And that's just ridiculous. And when you say stuff like that, that shows me that you do have some level of infatuation, because infatuation will make it impossible for you to be objective and see the whole picture. Like, oh, you know what? He really don't got no club bangers like that. Nobody is at barbecues playing no goddamn Eminem, at least not in the hood. Nobody in the club, oh shit. Nobody bagged no bitches. Nobody bagged no bitches because they played some Eminem. Like, let me throw this M on real quick. Oh shit, I got some pussy because I played some Eminem. You know, and I'm not saying all hip hop does that. I'm being silly at this point, but you know what I'm saying? The Eminem, that's the shit you do when you want to commit suicide or cut your wrists, or just when you depressed and you want to like lament over your depression. That's when you play that shit, man. But but on a versus stage, one-on-one, within that arena, like the LOX, somebody brought up a comment. If Busta Rhymes is a better overall hip hop artist than Eminem, he's gonna destroy him because he's a better hip hop artist. What happened between the LOX and Dipset? First of all, yeah, the LOX got a lot of anthems, the hood anthems and things of that nature. But I think the LOX, I'm not the LOX, but Dipset. But I think the LOX versus Dipset, I think they got a virtually equal amount of anthems. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of LOX anthems, and there's a whole bunch of Dipset anthems. The problem with and I did a video on this, the problem with Dipset is that they weren't a cohesive unit. You know, they like some of them had, like Jimmy has issues with Cameron. You know, they came together, you know, for the sake of the show, but some of them cats haven't practiced their lyrics in years, so they was rapping over their audio tracks, which is like a performance. No, that's the first thing they tell you is to fucking turn off, you know, lower the audio tracks so you can perform. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, keep the ad-libs. Like, listen, I used to record music for years, so I know all about the studio. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in no foreign territory when it comes to me talking about this. But you know, you keep the main track off because you are the main track, but you keep your ad-libs in there. These cats just was rapping over their CD and shit. The shit sounded terrible. They was forgetting their lyrics. They wasn't really helping each other out, you know what I'm saying? Giving each other ad-libs and helping each other out and nothing like that. So it was just a poor example. I think the Lox and Dipset are equal hip-hop, and I think the Lox and Dipset are equally lyrical. It's just that the Lox, they were just more prepared. So that was a poor example that was used on this post or whatever. But it's just younger people, they don't really know. Like, younger people, a lot of times, they speak from a perspective or a standpoint that they wasn't really there to really experience it. They only know, you know, about like little snippets in time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really have as objective of an answer as a person that actually lived during a time when certain artists came up and actually experienced it. And you easily go on YouTube and do the research for yourself. This whole, oh, you was born after 1999 or 95 or some shit like that. You can't really use that excuse anymore. You know what I'm saying? If you're an adult, if you're over 25, because there's just too much information out there to corroborate and to cross-reference the things that you believe. But Eminem wouldn't stand a chance. And I could be wrong, you know, maybe because after a while, I haven't bought an Eminem album since 2002. I still pop in and check out songs here and there. If they say he had like a hot verse, I'll check it out. But there's plenty of super lyrical black dudes that I can actually connect with that to me were fucking destroying Eminem, even lyrically, like a Jay Electronica or like a Elzhi. You know what I'm saying? Not that many. But like a Jay Electronica, because like as far as bars putting words together, Eminem is crazy. But like a Jay Electronica, a Elzhi, Pharoahe Monch, a Locksmith. There's plenty of motherfucking lyrical dudes that are comparable to Eminem, but that actually say things that resonate with the hood, and that they're not just saying the shock value off the wall shit just because you know how to put together multi-syllabic rhymes, but you talking about like fucking pit bulls and punching your grandmother in the face. That shit is funny. It has its niche. But we had a barbecue. Yo, let's throw this Eminem on. I'm about to punch my grandmother in the face, smack in the face, and stack in the paper. So you got to get a taste of lax in the face. Nigga, I'm trying to drink my Corona. I'm trying to drink my Corona or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck is he? I was trying to groove, man. I want to be, hey, Buster. What's on the phone? Man. Yeah. And with a good life, I want you to show that. Man, the man is standing. Or what you gonna say? I'm gonna listen to Pastor Cavassier. Everybody sing now. Pastor Cavassier. Woo! That shit, come on, man. Or break your neck, man. Like that. No, Eminem don't got like don't get me wrong. Lose Yourself is one of my favorite songs of all time because it talks about when you're being in a moment and just like losing yourself in your artistry. That's one of his greatest songs, and he had co-writers help him with that particular song. But snap back to reality. Oh, there goes Rabbit. He choked. He's so mad, but he hopes it goes mad, but he like you know what I'm saying. Like as far as like his rhythm and how he writes beats. You know what I'm saying? And his multi-syllabic rhymes and his mastery of the English language. The shit is fucking unparalleled. That shit is dope. But that's not only hip-hop. Being like the best slam dunker in the world doesn't make you a great overall basketball player. I'll be seeing these videos on TikTok of these dudes, these my white boys and shit, with the crew cut, blonde hair crew cut and khakis, doing motherfucking Vince Carter windmill dunks and loafers. And them niggas looking crazy. But that's all they know how to do. What you gonna do? Can you post up? Can you shoot? Do you got handles? Can you play defense? It's not only one act. Yeah, motherfuckers is looking at one aspect of the game and then willing to call motherfuckers the GOAT. By that logic, because Vince Carter is the greatest dunker of all time, by that logic, if you're only looking at one aspect of the game, then Vince Carter is the greatest basketball player of all time. And no, the fuck he's not. No, the fuck he's not. Just because he mastered one aspect of the game does not make him the greatest game. Just because Eminem mastered lyricism does not mean he's fucking with Busta Rhymes in a versus battle. Now, if they was bar for bar, spitting at each other, lyrics, it would be tough. But I still think with Busta Rhymes, I never really heard Busta Rhymes do a diss rhyme, though. I've never heard that. Maybe it exists, but that's something that I've never heard. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Busta could get him, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Eminem could get him like, as far as lyrics, but it's not only about lyrics. And I think Busta Rhymes could still hold his own. Busta Rhymes can spit just as fast. Busta Rhymes got the fast rap. Now, so as far as multi-syllabic and all that, sometimes like I don't understand everything that Buster's saying. I think Eminem has better clarity and enunciation and delivery. But like I said, those are just, oh, that's not overall. But as far as content, energy, stage presence, it's not even, why are we debating this? It's not even close. But I would still like to see that versus. I think it would be great for hip hop. And I just love when like black people hand white people they ass. I love when black people hand white people they ass on a public platform. I think that is fucking awesome. So people could just shut the fuck up with this stupid Eminem. You said Busta Rhymes did a diss track, Ja Rule featuring that. Yeah, but Busta Rhymes was never really known as a battle MC. Now, if it came battling lyrics, Eminem got him. Eminem, that's how Eminem came up. Eminem came up battling. As far as that, like in the movie 8 Mile, when they were showing the behind the scenes and Eminem was starting to lose his voice, right? So the parts when he was battling, he was just lip syncing, and they would put the words behind him. But after a while, like, cause it was a whole bunch of footage that a lot of people didn't see. Niggas was really going after Eminem, so Eminem started fucking freestyling, battling, and he started slicing and dicing all the motherfuckers. So as far as battling, bar for bar, yes, I'll give it to Eminem as far as a battle MC. But being an overall hip-hop artist is not only being a battle MC. Some of the greatest lyricists are battle MCs. Murder Mook. Well, I don't really like him like that much. But like, oh my gosh, I can't even think of no name. Clips. Charlie Clips. That's one. Daylight. That's another one. What's the other niggas? You gonna get this work. I can't think of his name right now. He used to wear the suit. He was wearing a suit when he battled against Charlie Clips or whatever. But I can't think of his name. They're great lyricists, but when you put them in a hip hop arena, like when you listen to that track that I think K Slate put out with like 100 different rappers on it, when the battle rappers came up, it sounded kind of corny. They can't really ride beats like that. They're trying to be over lyrical, like they overcompensate by being super lyrical, but they're not realizing that they're also an instrument that has to ride these beats, and you have to make it sound pleasing to the ear. They don't get that's like, I mean, Ras Kass got better with that over time, but that was one of the major problems with Ras Kass. I think he's one of the greatest lyricists, if not the greatest lyricist ever, with some of the greatest content ever. You listen to Nature of the Threat, an interview with a vampire, and show me any rapper in history that wrote historical ass fucking raps with that much depth and that much information. You can't find that shit. The only one I could think of was like maybe K Reno and Chaos, and they like watered down versions of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't find that shit. And Raz is my favorite lyricist of all time. Common is my second, but I ain't gonna sit here and say that Ras Kass is a better overall hip hop artist. Didn't even say like a Ja Rule, because they looking like, that's kind of funny, because you know Ja Rule, like people shit on him because he sing whatever, but he knows how to make songs and club bangers. It's not only about lyricists. An overall hip hop artist it's not only about lyrics, it's delivery, it's cadence, it's multi-syllabic rhymes. And when I say multi-syllabic, you're not saying rhymes that it's like cat, bat, hat, sat. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to rock right now. I'm Rob Basin, I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone. You know what I'm saying? Those bars at the end of each line just has one syllable. But you know what I'm saying? Like dope rappers dope rappers of today, and my brain is freezing up because I'm getting old, but I'm trying to think of something because I don't want to say the same Eminem shit, let me think of something like with multi-syllabic. The planet evolves, supposedly man evolves, but no problem is solved, because man is the cause for the sake of eugenics. Biochemists create after no specific epidemics, injecting the public in clinics, and when the truth comes out, like that shit is mad multi-syllabic, or you go back to the Eminem shit. Matter of fact, I'll give you some of my rhymes that's multi-syllabic. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, single syllables, I want to rock right now. I'm Rob Basin, I can't get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone. That's basic bar, single syllable punchlines. My shit, my bars that I did years ago when I used to rap, I said, yo, Y'all cast copy like cannon. I got the advantage. You sloppy with antics. Locked in your panic. I'm stomping your clan with that ill shit. Skill spit the most cockiest bandits. Trying to spill what I still when I'm ill on stage performing. Most of these gays is boring. Gotta lay that realness. I'm on your nerve cells. Son, you gotta feel this. You know what I'm saying? Or another rap, cause and actually listening to M, that actually made me be more multi-syllabic. But I was like, I hate bitches and tricksters, hoes, mothers, aunts, and sisters. Don't get the picture, won't even get the gist of what I'm speaking. I be real, they act strange, turned on by black range, fat chains, now that's lame. They superficial, so materialistic. I barely got shit, so they treat me like shit. Gave my heart, but only got shit in return, except debt and aggravation. Guess you live and you learn. Dealing with crazy ladies, say the added slow. Savage hoes, ask for those. Savage hoes, ask for those. Tracking bros throughout the whole national. Give them a little bit, they gonna ask for more. The friendliness over. I got a new perspective. I'm more selective with the chicks that I choose. No more clueless rules that abuse the bulls with a slew of dudes. I'm casting out these swine hoes, the abominations. I gotta change my scene. Maybe gain my cream. Get a Jane that's clean. Not these hood rat whores, pussy clap with mad swords, conversational bores, more miles than light years. My time's precious. These chicks don't deserve. I'm like a room with a sign saying don't disturb. If you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some shit I wrote back in like 2002. 2003. But you see, no line is bat, sat, hat, cat. No, I'm trying to do 2, 3, 4, sometimes even like 5 syllables. And Eminem, sometimes this nigga be having like 8 or 9 syllables. It's very impressive what he's doing. But the versus battle, now if it was this lyricist battle, straight up lyrics, you don't gotta be in a room, just on the microphone. But more than likely Eminem got Busta, but Busta could do that multi-syllabic shit too, though. Don't get it twisted. And Busta Rhymes could do the double time, triple time. But as far as passion, as far as the black struggle, as far as like things that people can relate to in the hood, and things that are just relatable in general, Busta, it's no contest. You know what I'm saying? Eminem is very talented. He's a great lyricist, but he's also white. So coupled with his whiteness, there's a machine behind him that's gonna make him seem even much greater than what he actually is, man. I go to clubs, I drive around, I don't be hearing Eminem in these streets all the fucking time. Hell fucking no. Greatest selling artist or not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that shit don't got shit to do with the versus battle. It's just like Samuel L. Jackson when he was in the movie Fresh. He was like, Bobby Fischer, greatest chess player of all time. He put the clock on him, I'll eat his ass alive. He said, I was just making up some fucking fake chess players' names. He said, Vladimir Polinsky, he hasn't lost in 60 years. He put the time, and when I say time, he likes to play speed chess with a clock. He hasn't played in years. You put the time on him, eat that motherfucker alive. You know what I'm saying? So with the right conditions, with the versus situation in this analogy is that clock when you play speed chess. That's how I'm connecting it. You put him in that arena, yo, Eminem will get, Eminem won't even do it. Eminem know he wouldn't do that shit. Eminem know he wouldn't come against Busta Rhymes in a fucking versus battle. And you know Busta gonna have some type of costume or some shit like that, or some pyrotechnics, like, you know, cause they don't do versus. They don't do verses like via Zoom or how they used to do it now. Now they're both on a stage together in the same room. He gonna have some type of pyrotechnics and some shit. The verses I think will be dope is like Busta versus Missy Elliott. But I think they're pretty much the same artist. It's just Missy's a female Busta, and Missy is a male Busta, and Busta is just a female Missy. I mean, Missy is a female Busta, and Busta is a male Missy. You know what I mean? If you look at their videos and like they're very artsy, you know what I mean? They're very eclectic with their visuals and stuff like that. But Eminem is too. Eminem has great videos. Like as far as videos and comedy, Eminem is like humorous. Eminem is almost like comical rap, man. You know what I mean? But there's no disrespect to him. We're just being objective. See, a lot of y'all motherfuckers, y'all get way too emotional because people don't have the same passion and fervor of the artist that you choose, or people don't like the artist that you like in the same esteem that you do. So because they don't feel the way that you feel, you automatically go to the extreme negative. Well, you don't like the artist that I like. Well, you think he's trash. How could you say it's trash? How could you say Eminem is trash? And I'm like, reading through the comments, I'm like, yo, if you find where I said Eminem was trash, I will fucking give you $10,000. You can't find it. No. You saw the fact that I wasn't relating the way you were, so you drew this conclusion inside your head. It's kind of like, you ever have a situation where like somebody texts you, right? And you text them back. And then you look at and the next day, you're like, why this motherfucker didn't get back to me? And then you look at your phone and you see that you didn't even send the shit. Sometimes we invent shit in our head and we believe it in our head and it doesn't even exist. And in this instance, because I'm not going to use negative terms, but because I don't have the same appreciation for Eminem that you do, whoever it applies to, in your head, you drew the conclusion that I think Eminem is trash. And that's poor thinking and cognitive skills and lack of objectivity on your part. Because I didn't say that. You just drew that conclusion because you have such an emotional connection. And we all do that. Sometimes we'll really, really like something like a movie and then somebody be like, ain't really my thing. How could you hate the movie? Like, nigga, I don't hate the movie. It ain't my thing the way it's your thing. Like, what the fuck? People be damn near ready to fight over this shit if you ain't jocking motherfuckers the way they are. If you don't appreciate motherfuckers the way they do, people be ready to jump out the window. And I'm like, nah, man. We just talking about verses. We're not saying Eminem is trash. We're not taking away any of Eminem's accolades. We're not trying to downplay. We're not trying to downplay Eminem. We're not trying to minimize Eminem. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to take anything away from Eminem. But when it comes to the arena of the versus battle, putting up your best hits and performing said hits, Eminem would not stand a damn chance. And it's not even close. And Eminem wouldn't even put himself in this arena to get embarrassed like that, because it would break his legacy and it would help Busta Rhymes and Busta Rhymes' legacy way more than would help Eminem's, man. It's not even, it would give Eminem, if he wanted, a little bit more street cred or whatever, but it's not, why am I even having this conversation? I'm out.